Hello my crafty friends and welcome to another process video. This is Grace and this is number 93 for me, entitled Cracker Barrel. So this page was, I created this page because of my need to just kind of use up some scraps, and I know that I have a lot of those paper strips that I don't know if you hoard them, but I do. I keep all those paper strips, the ones where the barcode is behind it. And so I just thought, you know what, I'm going to pull a bunch of them because I was putting them in an iris container, well, the tray, a specific part of the tray in the iris container. I was putting all of them in there, and they were just kind of getting full, and so I decided I'm going to pull all those out and just focus on working on them. And I just so happened that I had some pictures of a dinner that we did, or that we had at Cracker Barrel, and there was only 4 pictures, and I decided, okay, this is going to fit in a 12 by 12 page, and I'm going to be kind of channeling my Paige Evans and using up my paper strips, and let's go for it. So that is why this page came about. So as you can see, I'm just kind of lining them up, just trying to see which papers would work. And then at first I did thought, okay, I'm going to be able to do this without moving the papers, but yeah, that didn't happen. So I'm going to end up moving things around. And so the initial design, or the initial where the papers were initially supposed to go, is not going to happen at the end, and they will just go wherever they go. And one thing that I have learned with making this page was that if you kind of have this mindset of just kind of going for it without making it too difficult, making too much choices, that the page actually takes, it's quicker to get the page done, and B, is actually fun. And so I hope to be able to make more of these kinds of pages in the future, because it was definitely fun kind of trying somebody else's style, and then at the same time using up my stash. It made me feel so good to get through all this strips of paper. Now you're probably thinking that, does that mean that I don't have any more paper strips in my stash? That is not the case. I still have a ton. Um, but it's good to kind of make a dent on that. So I was just showing you how I did it first, and then I turned off the video just so kind of not bore you with me trying to put all those strips together. But I did them, and I actually, there were some strips of paper that didn't look good with the rest of the colors that I had, and so I cut up some strips from just scraps of pattern paper to match the other ones that I've already added. And turns out that most of them will be covered anyways with the pictures, but it's all good. So I had four 4x6 photos that I cut down to maybe about 4x4, maybe a little bit smaller. And I wanted to add a little bit more to the frame that I created. And so I have this vellum, and I'm punching out some scallop edges on them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them into strips and just add them, kind of tucking them behind my photo. So there is that extra texture that you will see throughout the frame, but then it doesn't fully cover the strips of paper that I have already added to my page. And I'm not sure if you notice it, but on the top left of my frame, the angles of the cuts actually don't match. It's kind of wonky, but I don't really care about it so much now. I feel like I've tried a new thing that I wouldn't have normally done, and that is kind of a success for me. So I'm not going to worry about that it's totally perfect. So I decided that I like the look of the vellum on the top and the bottom, and so I'm just going to repeat that for the left and the right, just kind of surrounding my pictures. And this page is going to go pretty quickly, well, quicker than most of my other pages, because I've already spent a lot of time putting together the frame, and the pictures kind of speaks for itself. I will add a few journaling, which I am going to be adding on some of those paper strips on the left and right side of the page. So I'm adding photo corners on just one corner of the pictures. And what it will do, well, in my mind anyways, that it will create a frame for all of the pictures. So instead of adding photo corners on all of the frames, or all of the corners of all of the photos, wow, that's a lot of words, that I'm just going to be adding that on one side of it. I hope that makes sense. My family always laughs at me because whenever we go to eat out, I like to stop and photograph my food before I start eating them. Am I the only one that does that? Tell me I'm not the only one. But they always laugh at me because I do that. And it's like, well, I want to remember what I ate, and it's like a visual way of preserving this time that we ate out. So they kind of deal with me, but yeah, they always just kind of feel embarrassed that I do that. The good thing though now is, I have my smartphone, so I don't lug my big camera anymore like I used to. And so less, it's a little bit more subtle for me when I'm photographing um, the foods. So my initial thought was that I was going to put the title all the way in the center of my photos. So it would be smack dab in the center of my layout. But it would not really show up if I didn't have the vellum. And then if I had the vellum, it will cover up some of the things in my page or in my photos, especially the one where my son was playing with a this little wooden game that they had on in Cracker Barrel. So I decided I was going to split the title, put one word on the top, and then put the other on the bottom. And I'm sorry that the video cut off, but as you can see, I just added some embellishments and stickers. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!